check. The Nantucket Booster Club is a vital link between our community and Whalers athletics.
Volunteering for the Booster Club, it's a blast. More than money, we need members. We need to build our community bigger and better to help our student athletes prepare for the next chapter in their life.
Nantucket Ice is about community, camaraderie, confidence, jumping in, and being part of a team. Falling, but getting back up.
And Whalers assaults. Quick shot.
It's about being part of the culture, friendships, experience. But ultimately, it's about being on the ice. Located in the heart of the island, it's about being a future for our youth, our families, our community. Come join us. Be a part of our community.
When you add resilient gardens to your outdoor spaces, you contribute to the long-term well-being of the island. Introduce yourself to the Nantucket Footprints virtual garden tours and find inspiration to cultivate biodiversity. The first tour of a native meadow, curated by the Nantucket Conservation Foundation, is now available for free at nantucketfootprints.org.
First hoop, Simpson gathers for Nantucket. Francis over to Aguilar. He'll look for three. Got it! Huge shot from Cup.
In 1965, a group of dedicated Nantucket parents came together with one goal: to raise enough money to develop game film for the football team. The following season, the Whalers went undefeated. These parents became the very first class of the Nantucket Booster Club. Over time, Whaler pride has grown into something far more than just wins and losses on the scoreboard.
Once a Whaler, always a Whaler! 1, 2, 3, Whalers!
Una vez un Whaler, siempre un Whaler! ¡Vamos!
What binds us is Whaler pride. It has shaped our island and student athletes for generations.
Whaler pride isn't just a tradition, it's an identity, a legacy for families who choose to plant their roots here in this community all year round. It can bring generations of island families together, and for Wash Ashore children, it can transform an unfamiliar place into a new home. The Nantucket Booster Club is a vital link between our community and Whalers athletics. It helps provide our teams with gear, additional travel expenses, and much more.
Volunteering for the Booster Club, it's a blast. From the homecoming to the pig roast, and most importantly, Hank, our school mascot. We're here to create a fun and welcoming atmosphere. More than money, we need members. And part of this club, you are a member, not just a volunteer. We need to build our community bigger and better to help our student athletes prepare for the next chapter in their life.
Support our kids and Whaler pride by volunteering for the Booster Club. To learn more, please email the address on the screen.
It's over! It's over! The Whalers win! The Whalers win!
Good evening and welcome to the Nantucket Sports Connection and NCTV's presentation of Nantucket Whalers Athletics. We are coming to you live from the Bog. It's the Nantucket Community Ice Rink as your Nantucket Whalers boys varsity hockey team takes on the Monomoy Sharks in a huge Cape and Islands League tilt. Thanks for joining us here on the NSC on the Tube, and of course locally here on channel 1072 on NCTV. We got a simulcast going on if you want to switch between your YouTube browsers. The boys Hoopsters are taking on Falmouth in another big clash of titans of sort. We've got a great matchup here. The Monomoy Sharks come in as one of the top-ranked teams, but your Whalers are going to try and play spoilers tonight. They are looking to find their stride into the playoffs. They picked up a big win over Bourne just last night. 4-3 was the final, running their record to 4-7 overall. Monomoy atop the lead standings. They already clinched, actually, the Lighthouse Division. Back-to-back championships. First time that's ever happened in the school history. Last year was the first time they ever won anything. So congratulations to them already. A great season, and they are highly ranked as well. So a huge game for both teams as they try and position and get all the points they can heading into the actual postseason and the MIAA tournament. Cannot wait for those days to come. Looks like the Whalers are well on their way to another playoff berth. We're going to chat all about some logistics here and a couple of special events. As you can see, there's the Pink Out game tonight. We'll get into that and Sullivan Strong. But before we get to our game preview, I do want to take a moment and thank our founding sponsor for the sports here on the NSC and NCTV, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation. They have made the children of Nantucket High School a priority of their philanthropic efforts and have continued those efforts with their support of our live broadcasts. The Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, proud supporters of Whalers Nation.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
Underwriting support for the NSC is brought to you in part by Myrick, the largest full-service law firm in Central Mass, also serving the Cape and Islands. Visit MyrickLaw.com to learn how Myrick can assist you with your legal needs. NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.
First hoop, Simpson gathers for Nantucket. Francis over to Aguilar. He'll look for three. Got it! Huge shot from Cup.
Want to welcome you back to the Nantucket Community Ice Rink as the boys get ready to take the ice here. Looks like the Sharks are going to come out first. We're waiting on high school referees. It's always something. But the Whalers picked up a huge victory over Bourne, 4-3 yesterday, as I mentioned, running their record up to 4-7. Currently ranked number 27 in the Division IV power rankings. Games to get to. They play 6 games in 8 days, and it starts tonight with a huge matchup against a very good Monomoy team. Head coach Jack Moran and his staff have prepared this team for a run like this. They are extremely well conditioned, and it's those extra reps in the summertime. It's those extra reps early in the morning that pays off right now, as they have, again, a bunch of games due to the weather and due to outstanding circumstances to get to here. And certainly it helps to have guys like Jeremy and Canton Jenkinson, the Jenkinson brothers, seniors, as leaders, both on and off the ice. They make sure everybody's running and doing their stretches properly in the pregame warm-ups, and they will be need to have a big impact offensively, especially as your boys got to be boys coming down to the end here. They have risen to the occasion as the Whalers have finally found their groove here offensively, and it starts and ends with the brothers Jenkinsons. They will certainly have some help. They were able to score a goal. Each of them were able to score a goal against a very good Jackson Palmberg goalie. They face another one here tonight in Dominic Sylvester. Along with the brothers Jenkinson, Justin Torres also scored, and Soren Edwards got another goal. The senior who anchors that defensive side of things, ran into him pregame, and he was jazzed. He was ready to get to it, and of course he brings a bunch of energy and just fantastic defensive technique and can quickly turn defense into offense, as the Whalers will need that in transition to keep up with this Monomoy Sharks team. But ultimately it comes down to goaltending, and we all know that Thomas Schroeder has done his very best to get acclimated to the varsity speed, and he has just done a great job keeping the Whalers in games and allowing their team to manifest some offense around him. And certainly Soren Edwards and the defensive squad on the back end has done a great job of protecting his inexperience. It's been always a note for the Whalers coaching staff, but they have done a fantastic job in protecting that junior netminder, and they've just found ways to do it. And if they can come up with a win tonight, it will certainly go a long way to securing a playoff spot, as the Monomoy Sharks come in ranked number 11 in the state. They have, again, already punched their ticket to the postseason and have laid claim to their second straight Cape and Islands League title. But playoffs are en route, and this Whaler team has the quality, talent, and certainly has the depth to hang with anybody in a wide open Division 4. I mean, Sandwich has 9 losses, and they're in the top 6. The Vineyard, who we've already seen and played with twice, is in the top 10. In fact, every single team in the Cape and Islands League is in the playoffs if it started tonight. That's incredible. What an incredible amass of talent in this league, the Cape and Islands League. And again, the Monomoy Mashpee Co-op team obviously has made their mark in the league. Second consecutive championship, as I mentioned, and it starts and ends with Dominic Sylvester, number 30, in net. He is an absolute stud. He should play at the next level, and he has been in net. I've been calling his name for quite some time, and it's been a pleasure watching him do his thing in net. And when it was him and Griff, man, what a battle they've had here. The Whalers have had their way here with the Monomoy Sharks up until last year. It was 10 straight heading into last year's season, and of course the Monomoy Sharks ended up winning both of those games, but this is a whole different team. They played to a 4-2 Monomoy victory off island. That game was much closer than the 2-goal difference. We'll see if the Whalers can come up with some extra offense here and get to Dominic Sylvester early. They played with the lead against Bourne. That will certainly help things, certainly help Thomas Schroeder in net gain his confidence. But for Monomoy's head coach, Chris Harlow, he's just can't wait to get Dominic Sylvester in the net. .924 save percentage, .268 goals against. The dude is an absolute stud, should probably win MVP of the league if they don't. They also have some snipers in junior, Max Cronin, Owen Cloney, and Nick Garneau. The latter of the two guys, Cloney and Garneau, notched all 4 of those goals, 2 from each of them in the first matchup off island at Tony Kent. So it's all set up. We're ready to go here. About a minute and a half left on the pregame clock. We'll take one more quick break here. Come back with the particulars as Chip Clooney will announce the starting lineups, play us our national anthem, and get to the opening face-off here very shortly. Stay with us. We've got a great one lined up here at the Bog. It's the Sharks playing your Whalers coming up next here on NCTV and the NSC.
exciting 8th annual Boston Pops.
Try you, Valerie!
We're in a tough situation. You guys battled back.
Back to pass. Lombardi's got a man in the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Shot. It runs and it's good.
You got a tie ball game.
It's ahead. Gets it by.
Loading is open. Thank you very much.
Want to welcome you back to the Bog here as the boys get their final words of encouragement from everyone. As you can see the Monomoy Sharks gathering around Dominic Sylvester. I have Ashley is scanning the crowd here. As you can see, the pink out is in full effect, breast cancer awareness. We'll go over some particulars, but it is in reference to one of our own, Aaron Sullivan, who unfortunately has been re-diagnosed with breast cancer, and we will get into some particulars. Ashley and I will chat about it after the first intermission, but we're going to turn it over to Chip Clooney for the introductions. Canton Jenkinson, Ben Freeman, another senior for the Whalers. Jeremy Jenkinson, the other twin. Soren Edwards. And Jasper Soares, Thomas Schroeder with the hat off. Fantastic rendition of the national anthem. Who sang that? That is amazing. We'll find out who sung the national anthem, but a beautiful rendition nonetheless. I don't believe it was a student, so we got that going for us. All right, Whalers Nation, all the particulars are done. We've got some hockey here as the Whalers take on the Monomoy Sharks. "15 minutes on the clock. I got an update from across campus. The boys Hoopsters are up 13 in the first half. Aspen Sylvia calling his first play-by-play game. The junior as part of our student section. Tonight we've got Ashley and Santiago as your eyes on the ice. Sean Davis playing Charles Douglas today. As we're underway, flipped into the zone, chasing after it is Canton Jenkinson. Freeman gets to it, hops behind the net, in front. Kept in nicely by Soares, who plays it back behind the net. And the Sharks get to it. Saucer pass intercepted by Edwards. Up ahead, Sharks got numbers, flying in. Goes against the side of the net, kept in play by Monomoy. Back to the point. Flung in on Schroeder, and it scores. He got a pad on it. But with 35 seconds into the game, the Sharks strike first on a shot from the point. Gavin O'Leary finds the net as it somehow leaked in between Schroeder's legs. And the Sharks are up 1-0, less than a minute into it. Played back into the Whalers offensive end, but Monomoy is there to retrieve out to mid-ice for Tato. Plays it ahead and chipped in by Max Cronin. Behind the net, it's Soares. He's ridden off. Sharks with the puck once again. Back to the point. Lifted in front. Dangerously. As the redirection nearly got past Schroeder again. So just as it happened against Bourne, the first shot that Thomas Schroeder saw went in the net, but he was very solid throughout the rest of the game and kept the Whalers in it, and they were able to strike back and score 3 straight goals in the first period to take a 3-1 lead. Let's hope the same thing happens here. Puma on the draw for Monomoy. Played across. Whalers unable to get the clear. Furtado behind the net. First to it. Board pass up. And here comes Andrew Lavin. Up ahead. Oh, just over the stick of Torres, who was streaking ahead. Pass goes in and chipped away and out of the zone as the Sharks look to attack. Good hit just outside the blue line as Felix Soares able to play it along the boards and get it over to Lavin. Chipped back in, and Soren Edwards will chase it down as the Sharks get a line change. Off the board looking for Lavin, unable to connect. Here's Torres at mid-ice. Edwards weaving his way, hits Lavin with the puck. And cleared quickly back to Torres. Dumped in, and that will be an icing call against the Whalers' Jasper Soares. The two-line pass touched by nobody. We'll get a face-off back inside the Monomoy offensive end. They're up 1-0 with 12:47 to go. They scored 25 seconds into the game. Literally one of those that you just put on net to see what happens. Cross ice tip and intercepted. Here's Canton Jenkinson on a bit of a breakaway shot. Saved by Sylvester, and that should be icing back the other way. Good opportunity by the Whalers there as Canton Jenkinson had himself a free opportunity. Good start for the Sharks with the first goal coming. Whalers looking to counter here. It'll be Jeremy Jenkinson on the faceoff. Monomoy wins, but able to chip it out here. Soren Edwards over the stick of Canton Jenkinson, but he retrieves, dumps it in, and Freeman around the backside waits for it. He gets hit. Canton Jenkinson with a good lick along the boards, but unable to keep the puck alive. Soares keeps it in momentarily. And quickly the other way, Soren Edwards with good stick handling to thwart the attack. Board pass a little too far. Canton Jenkinson looking to make something by himself. And another line change for Monomoy as Soares tries to connect with Freeman. That'll be icing. Clock will stop with 11:49 to go. Again, Monomoy with the lone goal here so far in the first. Another line change for Nantucket. Owen Casey on the draw, but the Whalers get to it first. Soares trying to chase it down. And Monomoy controlling dangerously behind the net. Back out to the point. Here comes a shot deflected. Good defensive play there by Paxton Fitch. Back the other way comes Lavin. He gets ridden into the boards. Good hit there. Well timed as well. Just lost his balance. As Furtado loses a stick, but able to get in the action. Here's an advance by the Shark. Shot whizzes over the head of Schroeder. Chipped in, kept in play. Here's Soares. Good board pass to Lavin. Gets it out of harm's way. Lavin advances. Gourd pass up. Here's the Whalers. 2-on-1. Johnson front. Deflected away. Good defensive pressure. As the Whalers able to keep it in play with Soares. Lavin behind the net, and that should be icing once again. Clock stops with 10:51. We'll head back down the river for another face-off in the Whalers' offensive end. Looks like Canton Jenkinson will skate into the face-off circle. They were able to score off of one of these. He was able to win the face-off against Bourne and chipped it right to Jeremy Jenkinson, who was able to blast it past Palmberg. Here's an opportunity from the point. Whizzes high and wide of Sylvester. Edwards keeps it in. Good move to avoid one defender in front. Freeman with a good shot. Sylvester there. Again, it'll be shots with purpose here against a good goalie. It's going to take some maneuvering. Monomoy able to chip it out of harm's way, and play continues here along the neutral zone. Kept in by the Whalers and ridden off. Here comes Monomoy back the other way. Good deke, but Soren Edwards keen to it. Monomoy keeps it in. Here's another opportunity from the point. First defender skates by. Play continues along the boards and chipped out of harm's way. Freeman puts it on net, so no icing as Sylvester passes it over to Logan Puma. Kept in play. Here's Jeremy Jenkinson. Shot. Rebound loose, but unable to be handled by Nantucket. Icing waved off as Soren Edwards is going to have to chase it down behind the net. Sends it back up to the point. Over Freeman's stick. Lavin battling here right underneath us. And it leaks into the Whaler zone, but nothing but blue jerseys there as Torres overskates it. And the Sharks have numbers. Shot whizzes high and wide of Schroeder. Whalers head back the other way quickly. Here's Lavin. Chips it in, and he gets blasted from behind. No whistle. They are definitely letting them play here. Sharks head back the other way. 4-on-2. Whalers trying to get back here. Back to the point it goes. Wide open in the slot. Shot saved by Schroeder. Oh, great save. Still alive. Blocked in front. Chip back to the point. Blocked by Torres. Gets mixed up with a couple of skates of his own and clears it out of the way. Good job by the Whalers. Couple of good shots on goal there. Monomoy with it at mid-ice. Jeremy Jenkinson with some thievery. And Deke. Shot. Save made. Oh, Sylvester. Whalers battling still. Jenkinson just taking on multiple defenders, and our first penalty comes up here as the Sharks will be whistled for a hook. 8:21 to go. First power play opportunity. Again, the Whalers had some really good opportunities. Jenkinson one-on-one with Sylvester, and Sylvester stoned him. It'll be Jeremy Jenkinson as Max Cronin, the guilty party. Shot, save made by Sylvester as the Whalers keep it in play. Sent around the boards. Edwards there to save it. Cross ice it goes to Jenkinson. Avoids one. Oh, nice thievery there and blasted down the ice by Gavin O'Leary. Canton, board pass up, nothing doing. Sent back down to the Whalers' end. Still a minute 25 on the power play. Here's Canton Jenkinson. He'll enter the zone himself. Sends it along the boards, back around the net, and right out of the blue, the offensive end. Here's Jeremy Jenkinson over to Canton, who sends it around looking for Torres on the backside. Torres gets to it. It takes on a defender. Both players go down. And behind the net, we've got a stoppage here as the magnet maybe come off. Yep. The net came off the magnet. So 7:16 to go here in the first. Nope. Oh, looks like a high stick. Brings the face-off out to just outside the blue line. They go all the way down as the high stick was on the Whalers. So 55 seconds remain on the power play for Nantucket. The first against either squad. 7:16 to play here. Still 1-0 Monomoy. Chipped out of the zone as the Sharks will play a little keep away here. They don't do a very good job of it as Suarez intercepts. He'll gain the zone. Looks to make a move around the defenseman. Does so. Pass is deflected. Behind the net. Play continues. And I think the puck is on the net, so they'll have a face-off stop. Stop of the clock with 6:55 to play. 34 seconds remaining on the Whalers power play. Monomoy gets to the face-off, and here's an opportunity, breakaway opportunity for Stockwell. That's going to be a tripping penalty as Canton Jenkinson gave up the body. Interference, actually, the call. So it'll be some 4-on-4 hockey here once they get the particulars figured out. But Jenkinson trying to protect his goalie with the interference call. So it'll be 4-on-4 for 26 seconds, and then the Sharks will be on the power play for the first time. Here in the game. Again, the Sharks lead 1-0 behind a goal from Gavin O'Leary. Just slung it from the blue line, and it somehow found the way through Schroeder for the first goal. And it is a breakaway opportunity, so here's a penalty shot. Let's see what Thomas Schroeder can do. Stockwell roams in. Shot save! Thomas Schroeder denies the penalty shot, and he's fired up. Check it out. Stockwell took his time, didn't really make anything funky, tried to go top shelf, or tried to go 5-hole, and Schroeder was up to the task with the denial. So it'll remain actually a power play for Nantucket. Back to the point it goes. Sharks fling one on as Tyler Layton tried to weave it through, and pass goes right to Monomoy, and they'll chip it back in as just a few seconds left on the Whalers power play, but they avoid a disastrous shorthanded opportunity. As we are back to full strength, Torres trying to get to it first. He does so as he beats Cronin to the puck. Jenkinson unable to handle it. Ooh, dangerous pass shot. Whizzes wide of Schroeder. But play continues inside the Sharks' offensive end. Here's Soren Edwards battling, taking on Nick Garneau. Jenkinson unable to get the clear. Cross-ice shot. Whizzes wide. Soren Edwards there for the rebound. Again, he faces a couple of Shark defenders. And finally a whistle. Looks like it's going to be another Whaler penalty, however. As I believe Jeremy Jenkinson called for a hold. So Jeremy Jenkinson will enter the penalty box with 5:39 to play here in the first. Sharks already up 1-0, but the Whalers avoid a catastrophe with a penalty shot denial by Thomas Schroeder to keep it a 1-0 game. Back to the point, O'Leary. And here's Jenkinson, who will just fling it to the other end. Freeman gives a chase for Nantucket, but it'll be Sylvester playing it over to O'Leary. O'Leary chips the saucer pass, but right to the Whalers, and we'll try that again. Sylvester plays it to O'Leary. Sharks get the advance. Cross-ice pass. And again, Whalers defense get tangled up as Canton Jenkinson able to get a stick on it and send it back down to Sylvester. Cronin gains the zone, cross ice, and that's actually offside. So the Sharks a little sloppy with their power play. Still a minute 10 for them on the man up. 4:49 to go. As you can see, Whalers with a line change here as Andrew Lavin comes back on. Torres going to take the faceoff. Back to mid-ice. Entered in the zone, but Nantucket able to get to it. Pass deflected. And here comes the Sharks. Shot, scores. O'Leary finds the net as he's notched his second. They score on the power play. Just too much space for Gavin O'Leary as he navigated through a couple of defenders, gets by Torres, and Schroeder unable to get enough on it to deflect it. And the Sharks now own a 2-0 lead with 4:35 to play still here in the first period. Torres wins the faceoff over Owen Casey. Saucer pass intercepted at mid-ice, but dunked back in by Paxton Fitch. Fitch gives chase. Whalers have to get back on side, but Monomoy controls the puck here in their own zone. Approaching 4 minutes to play here in the first. The Whalers have given up 2 goals already to a feisty Monomoy team. Good job by Ryder Long to control it. Whalers head back the other way, but nothing doing. Back the other way comes Monomoy. Chipped in by Jacob Gould. As Soares gets to it, he's played off by Gould. A couple of Sharks behind the net. Torres gets in the mix, and here's Soren Edwards. Unable to get a clear. Pass is intercepted. Chipped into the corner along the boards. Pass goes through the crease as Garneau looking for a blue jersey, unable to find one. Cross ice pass nearly intercepted. And here comes Andrew Lavin back the other way. 1-on-4. Unable to get a clean shot on it. 3 minutes to play here in the first. Whalers down 2-0. And Whalers get a turnover here. Canton Jenkinson unable to deke through 3 defenders. Waits for some help, and he'll have to reset it. Sends it cross ice. Charlie Boyce sends it high up into the air. And the Sharks looking to stay onside. Here's Soares behind the net. Played off the referee, and here's Freeman up ahead. Nice pass to Charlie Boyce. Boyce looking to make a move. Gets it to Jenkinson. Stops. Resets. Cross ice pass to Soares off the skate. And kept in nicely all the way into Sylvester, and he'll put a glove down, forcing a face-off at 2:11 left here in the first period. Unofficially, I've got 7 shots to 4 with the Sharks a slight advantage. Things have gotten much more interesting over at the gym as the Falmouth Clippers have rallied to tie it. At 38, we're in the third quarter of play. Here's Parker Furtado off the faceoff. 2 minutes to go here. As play continues in the neutral zone, Freeman tries to connect at mid-ice. Here's Jenkinson. He's got a head of steam. Shot, save, rebound, back to the point. Sent inside, deflected in front. Sylvester unable to get to it. Boyce with a chance. Still loose. Back to the point. Hammered by Soares. Freeman in front, and the magnet comes off to save the day for the Sharks. Good pressure by the Whalers. They got a couple of good shots on goal. Boyce with the best opportunity. Soares with a slapper nearly deflected in. As Freeman had a chance, Sylvester was out of position but the Whalers were unable to find the net there with 1:30 left. There'll be a face-off upcoming. Good pressure, but the Whalers again got to shoot with purpose. Torres, as the Whalers unable to keep it in here. Soren Edwards will get to it. He'll send a board pass back. Turnover inside the zone. Shot whizzes high of Schroeder. But the Sharks retain possession. Back to the point it goes. It's the man, Gavin O'Leary. He's got 2 goals already. Avoids Torres. Sends a pass that's deflected. Right in front. Dangerous play in front. Whalers get the clear. Deep slot shot. Whizzes wide, deflected. Sharks gain possession still. Keep possession, I should say. Behind the net. Whalers play it up to the point over the stick of Soren Edwards. As we've got 40 seconds to play here in the first period. The Sharks have scored twice. Lavin sends it over the stick of Jeremy Jenkinson. They scored 1 on a power play and scored 1 on their first shot. Behind the net. Played up to Lavin. 20 seconds to go. Whalers got to hurry. Here's Soares. He goes cross ice. Freeman gains the zone. 1-on-3. He'll chip it ahead and try and do something with 10 seconds to go. Sent around the point. Jenkinson unable to do anything at mid-ice, and that'll do it for the first period. Whalers got some work to do. They're down 2-0 behind 2 goals from defenseman Gavin O'Leary. So they've done a good job on the Sharks snipers, but 2 goals from Gavin O'Leary, one on the power play and one just 25 seconds into the game. We'll take a break here and come back as Ashley and I will chat about Sullivan Strong as we honor one of our own here who's facing a much bigger battle off the ice. We'll be back here on the NSC and NCTV. 2-0 Sharks with the lead after one.
Nantucket Ice is about community, camaraderie, confidence, jumping in and being part of a team, falling but getting back up. It's about being part of the culture, friendships, experience. But ultimately, it's about being on the ice. Located in the heart of the island, it's about being a future for our youth, our families, our community. Come join us. Be a part of our community.
Girls are strong. Girls can throw. Girls can play football if they have a determined mindset. Girls don't have to just look pretty. They can pack a punch, believe me. My name is Ashley Klatt. I'm on the Nantucket Whalers football team, and here's my story. Girlhood to me was very different than a lot of people's girlhood. I grew up watching the Dallas Cowboys every Sunday with my dad, my sister, and my entire family, and I just loved watching the game, all aspects of it, and I just wanted to get that hands-on experience. Since I was little, I've been bullied a lot. I'm still bullied. I was bullied for my weight, my attitude. It just didn't make me feel great, and it made me very upset at points, but I have a sense of determination that I just walk through it. Being tackled is crazy as it is, but Coach Machado has taught me that when you're hit physically and mentally, that you have to just get up and keep pursuing and keep fighting until that last whistle. You just have to get used to it, push through, and be that person you know is deep down inside. I empower myself by showing people that she's not just here to wear a jersey and look pretty. She's here to get dirty, get rough, get tough, get to some place where things are possible and things can happen. People will give you weird looks and think, oh, this person, they're different because they're a girl playing a male-dominated sport, but you need to always have that confidence and determination. You will always look back on, I did that. I achieved greatness. I hope I've inspired a lot of girls on this island that you can do things if you put your mind to it, no matter what. If you can trust yourself, you can do it. When I threw a passing touchdown, it felt really good to have that happen to me because me leading my team to victory was amazing and a great feeling, and I still relive that feeling to this day. There's a misconception where girls are kickers because they play soccer, they can kick really far, and a lot of them are kickers, which is also, I give them props because they have to still go to practice and they have to still perform at their absolute best. And having to get hit a million times but still getting up and still pursuing, I'm like, that's me, that's how I feel. And I am so excited that I get to meet these people every game if I get the chance to. Having somebody else that reflects me and how I play is really special to me. Dear future Ashley, I hope we are a coach, whether that is a high school coach, a college coach, or an NFL coach. I hope we're doing something amazing with our lives and we are living our life to the absolute fullest. Welcome to New Moon Fest, Nantucket Empowering Women.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSE provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
Underwriting support for the NSC is brought to you in part by Myrick, the largest full-service law firm in Central Mass, also serving the Cape and Islands. Visit MyrickLaw.com to learn how Myrick can assist you with your legal needs.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.
Nantucket Booster Club is a vital link between our community and Whalers athletics.
Volunteering for the Booster Club, it's a blast. More than money, we need members. We need to build our community bigger and better to help our student athletes prepare for the next chapter in their life.
First hoop, Simpson gathers for Nantucket. Francis over to Aguilar. He'll look for three. Got it! Huge shot from Cup.
I want to welcome you back to the Bog here. The Whalers got some work to do after one period of play, 2-0, hanging out with Ashley Klatt. And as you can see, she is donned in pink for a purpose. One of our own, Aaron Sullivan, is unfortunately re-diagnosed with a type of cancer that she first battled, breast cancer, at the age of 22. Unbelievable that happens to such a young adult. But most of you get your morning coffee with her at Wicked Island Bakery. Of course, one of our proud sponsors of Whalers athletics here on the NSC and NCTV. Ashley, this one obviously came together here, this pink out. You were part of the decorating crew, and of course, our community, but particularly this hockey community, just comes together very quickly and very strongly. The connection to the hockey team is through the coaches. Jack Moran Jr., it's his significant other, Aaron, that is battling with. They're neighbors of ours down the street as well, so it hits home for me personally. And obviously, we never want to see that for anyone, but in particular, someone that you know. And it's just one of those things, that C word, that cancer word, unfortunately, no one is immune to. And just tell us a little bit about the behind the scenes, how that all came together for the pink out tonight.
I mean, Marianne Jenkinson, which is Canton and Jeremy's mom, she reached out to my family because we're very close. And my mom got a lot of the ribbons printed out, and we blew up balloons, and we really got together. And this hockey community is so unmatched to anything because from decorating to the sportsmanship to even the players. It is so indescribable, and I just love to be a part of this community.
Yeah, inclusive, certainly.
Very.
Brian Larrabee, of course, who runs the show here at the ice rink, just has always opened his doors and the ice to any sort of cause, and certainly when it affects one of that Whaler hockey community, it resonates louder. We do have a picture of the QR code. I'll get this in the frame here nicely. If you have the means, please jump on the QR code. It's obviously on GoFundMe as well. But anything and everything obviously can help. These are normal individuals that are trying to fight something that unfortunately is uncurable. So please make sure you can get in there as Ashley gets it. Yeah, here's the QR code, nice and tight. But obviously you can jump on GoFundMe and take down some information if you do have the means to give a little extra. Everything does help. Again, she works over at Wicked Island Bakery in the mornings. Worked, I should say, as I got a text from Heather. She is off island, but wanted to see if we were able to come up with something, and certainly always happy to take a little time and put things off the ice in perspective. And unfortunately, this is kind of one of those smack in the face moments that life hands us sometimes, and we obviously wish the best to her. Jack Jr., the Moran family, and the entire family of both of those individuals to keep battling. The Whalers are going to keep battling here on the ice, so hopefully things go well for Erin and her family off the ice, and we always wish the best when it comes to life. And it's strange twists and turns here as we will take a quick break here. Thanks for chatting with us over not fun subject, but certainly one that we can resonate with, as we've all been there and had someone affected by this crazy thing that is cancer. So we will take a quick break here and come back with the second period of action. The Whalers down 2-0. All right, as you can see, we are ready for period number 2. Whalers will be attacking from the left to right on your screen. Sharks control the puck, and they have a 2-0 lead as the pass goes cross-ice. Soares unable to control it, but he finally gets to it and flips it over the blue line. Nice tip pass to Jeremy Jenkinson. Flows over his stick as well, and the Sharks head back the other way. A little dump and chase. Here's Soares. Unable to play it cleanly. And Jeremy Jenkinson will get it out of the zone. Try and find his brother Canton off the stick as O'Leary plays it dangerously in front of Sylvester. Nobody home for the Whalers. Monomoy on the attack. Good pass ahead. Ooh, nice deflection by Ben Freeman, who was able to get to it first. And here's Canton Jenkinson. Shot deflected wide of the net and chipped over the stick of Soren Edwards. Just underway here in period number 2. Thanks for joining us here on the NSC. Lots of hockey left, but the Whalers are down 2-0 after a power play goal by Gavin O'Leary. And then he started the game off with a goal from the point just 25 seconds in. Lifted, off the glove of Sylvester. Torres gets to it, but played off. Chipped out of the zone as Felix Torres gets a stick on it, sends it over to Andrew Lavin. Back to Lavin along the boards. He'll try and play it up as the Whalers reset here. Canton Jenkinson will zip one to mid-ice, and that's going to be icing. Stop clock. The clock stops with 13:10 to go. Here in period number 2. Face-off won by Nantucket, but kept into the zone. Torres tries to evade a couple of guys. Able to get it out of the zone. Sharks going to have to reset, get back onside. They do so quickly, and actually do not do so, as number 28, Lee Stockwell, offside. So the face-off will come back outside the blue line. Stockwell was denied by Schroeder on a shorthanded penalty shot. Could be a 3-0 game here very easily. Schroeder puts a stick on it, plays it behind the net. Soren Edwards sends it over to Freeman. And does not leak over the blue line, but the Whalers get to it first here. Soren Edwards. Jenkinson gets one over to Jenkinson, unable to keep it inside the slot there. Avoids another defender and tripped up. Jenkinson keeps it in. And finally the Sharks head back the other way. But first to the puck are the Whalers, and up to the blue line, tipped. And the Sharks retrieve the loose puck. Dump and chase. As O'Banion able to get to it. Both teams doing a little bit of line changing here. Soren Edwards tries to find Canton Jenkinson. Does so. 3 players converge on number 2. And Freeman along the boards. Jenkinson able to get to it. Tries to go between the legs, unable to do so with the stick drag. Off the boards. Kept in play by Jeremy Jenkinson. He says hello to Gavin O'Leary. And O'Leary trips him up. No call. Off the puck. And the Sharks have a 2-on-1. Good pass in front. Shot, save made by Schroeder. The pass was just a bit too much for number 19, Chase Tavano, to handle. Here's another shot, save made. As the play continues inside the Shark zone. Backhanded attempt, runs wide of the net. Cross ice back to the point, wide open shot. Blocked in front as Jeremy Jenkinson gets a body in front, and the Whalers should get a clear here. Lavin's up ahead and unable to get to it. It'll be icing. So a couple more shots on Thomas Schroeder, but he's up to the task with 10:43 to play here in the second. Update from the gym, fourth quarter of play, tied at 46, under 5 minutes to play. So we've got a good one over at the gym. Whalers need to get on the board here to make this a little more interesting. Shot in front, Schroeder loses it, but able to make the initial save. Lavin played in. Torres gets blasted, but here's an advance. As Paxton Fitch quickly played off the puck. And back the other way comes Cloney, but offside the call, as once again Stockwell a little too quick across that blue line. We'll have another face-off with 10:19 to go. A simulcast here this evening by the NSC and NCTV as the Whalers take on Falmouth over at the gym. We, of course, have the Sharks here at the Bog. Great job by Charles Douglas and a fantastic job by Sean Davis playing Charles Douglas. Rebound shot, save made by Schroeder. Wow, near goal there as O'Leary plays it back to mid-ice. Massey gets to it as the Sharks enter the zone once again. Another save made by Schroeder. Massey overskates, but the Sharks keep it in play. Behind the net. Pass in front, Schroeder didn't make it to him. Back to the blue line and chipped back in with the backhand as Massey able to get to it. Whalers need a clear, just get it out of there. Around the boards it goes. And tripped up Soren Edwards, but the Whalers finally get a clear. Here's Freeman. Unable to get through the 4 defenders there back for the Sharks. Whalers get it clear back the other way. Comes Jeremy Jenkinson. Canton Jenkinson played off, and a whistle will be called on the Monomoy Sharks, I believe, for a hook. Number 17, Carter Massey, heads to the penalty box, and the Whalers will get 2 minutes on the power play here. In desperate need of a goal. 9:05 to play here in the second. And they gain the puck on the face-off. And chipped in by Soares. Here's Torres. He'll keep the possession. Pass intercepted. Chipped up ahead, and an opportunity as coming out of net is Thomas Schroeder. He's got to get back in position and does so, but Monomoy retains possession as they use a little bit of clock here. Jenkinson gives chase, but near face shot there as Jeremy Jenkinson finally gets the puck. Soren Edwards up to mid-ice. Canton Jenkinson will gain the zone. He'll skate behind the net. Stop. Keeps possession. Shot in front. One-timer shot in front. Oh, what a save by Sylvester. Oh. Soares had a golden opportunity sitting on the doorstep. Just a reaction by Sylvester, and it hits his shoulder on the one-timer. Still 1:04 left on the power play, but that was an excellent opportunity for Nantucket. Whalers bench trying to get something going. Back to the point it goes. And sprinting to the puck up ahead. Here's a breakaway opportunity. Another dive, and the Whalers able to avoid another shorthanded catastrophe. But Monomoy able to use some of this clock here as they dump it in and will reset. .30 seconds to go in the Whalers power play. Whalers gain the zone. Here's Torres. Dumps it in behind the net. Whalers give chase. Nobody home. Quickly set back the other way. Jeremy Jenkinson chases. 3 minutes to go at the gym. Whalers up 2. Whalers got to do something with the puck here. Jenkinson, shot, scores! Ken Jenkinson with a snipe, top shelf, beats Sylvester as the clock expired on the power play with 7:07 to go. The Whalers are on the board. Kenton Jenkinson, the senior captain, nets one. 2-1 here in the second period. As Ken Jenkinson found the net, they finally get past Sylvester. Had a golden opportunity earlier in the power play, and Jenkinson able to get the Whalers right back in this thing. Lavin advances, keeps it for Boyce. He shoots it, and nearly a rebound for Lavin. Soares says hello as the Whalers bench ignites the action on the ice. Just what the doctor ordered there. I believe it will be a power play goal, chipped away as the Whalers head back the other way in Lavin. Unable to gain the zone cleanly. Eldridge met by Lavin, 4 meets 4, and the Sharks head back the other way. Boyce plays some defense, and play continues along here in the neutral zone. Sharks gain the zone. They've got numbers. Soares, good job. Schroeder gets a stick in there to poke it away. Along the boards it goes, all the way to the Whalers' blue line as the Sharks unable to gain the zone. Furtado ridden off by O'Leary. Pass goes in front. Schroeder dives on it. And I believe we're going to have a Sharks penalty as somebody got a stick on the goalie. So another power play for the Whalers as Gavin O'Leary gets a word from the stripes. So another power play opportunity. The Whalers were able to capitalize on their last power play as Canton Jenkinson got the Whalers back to a 2-1 deficit. They are right back on the power play here with 5:53 to play in the second. And unable to get clean wood on it there was Canton Jenkinson, but he gets another opportunity as he steals it. Here's Torres who gets it in. And, another penalty upcoming on the Whalers. That one looked like a chippy. It'll be Justin Torres skating into the power play, so we'll have a minute 38 of 4-on-4 hockey. As that might be one of those settling things down type calls. But nonetheless, it'll be a 4-on-4 game here for the next minute 38. Whalers have scored a goal here in the second period as the Sharks gain the faceoff and whip one in and score from the point again. Number 8, Luke Raftery, one of the co-captains, puts the Sharks up 3-1. Just 4 seconds into the 4-on-4, he won the faceoff, sent it back to the point. And just like that, the Whalers are back down 2 goals, 3-1. Here's Soren Edwards. Gets it up to Jenkinson. Jenkinson will try and gain the zone. He does so. Pass goes over Furtado. Sent on net. In front, Jeremy Jenkinson with a shot save. Rebound loose. And the Sharks quickly head back the other way. Garneau leads the pack. And Edwards will deny the pass. And icing will be the call at 4:53 to go. Still a minute left on the 4-on-4 play. We're down to a minute to play at the gym. The Whalers down just 1. I may or may not be looking at the YouTube stream inside. Foul called, so Falmouth heads to the free throw line. As play continues here, Edwards. Denied, but he will get it back at mid-ice. And flips it over to Soares. And Jeremy Jenkinson finally tracks it down at the red line. Sent into the zone, but nobody home for the Whalers as Tyler Layton plays it up for the Sharks. 34 seconds left here on the 4-on-4, and here's a wide open look here for the Sharks. Once again, good rebound shot and another goal. Great pass, no look. And I believe that's Owen Cloney. Number 3 for the Monomoy Sharks, credited with the goal. So just when the Whalers had battled back into this thing, the Sharks net 2 in 4-on-4 play here. And now the lead is 3 with 4:19 to play here in the second period. Whalers controlled the faceoff, but here's a 2-on-1 shot, save made by Schroeder. Good job by Thomas Schroeder. Fakes the pass, and Schroeder up to the task. Furtado blasted, and that'll be a penalty. Clock stops at 4:04, so it will be a penalty upcoming on the Sharks as number 18, Owen Casey, called for the cross check. So we'll have 10 more seconds of 4-on-3. Then it'll be 30 seconds of 4-on-4, and then the Whalers will have a penalty after that. It's a lot of math for this guy. Shot deflected. Jenkinson controls, circles back, cross ice to Soren Edwards. He takes his time as the Sharks now get the man back 4-on-4 as the magnet came off the net came off the magnet. So we'll have 18 more seconds of 4-on-4 play, and then the Whalers will be on the power play as Justin Torres awaits the door to open in the penalty box. The Sharks have scored 2 more goals here in 4-on-4 play to break it open to a 4-1 lead. Whalers going to have to dig deep here to hang in. Faceoff goes into the corner. O'Leary, who's got 2 goals, sends it back behind the net to Devin Santiago. Intercepted. Here's Jenkinson. Shot. Save made by Sylvester. Huge save on a breakaway opportunity from Jeremy Jenkinson. And the Whalers will now have a power play for the next minute 20 with 3:20 to play in the period. Nearly overskated as Soren Edwards sends it up to mid-ice. Torres can gain the zone and does so. Along the boards, sent over. Canton Jenkinson awaits. He gets blasted, no call. As Jeremy Jenkinson sends it in. Soares unable to get a clean shot, and that's a penalty. Should be interference upcoming, and it'll be a 2-man advantage for the Whalers for 57 seconds upcoming. As the Sharks, O'Leary can't believe it. Whalers keep it in the zone. Jenkinson. Oh, and Jeremy loses it over the blue line, so Whalers will have to reset. Jenkinson gets to it, sends it back to Torres. Here's Edwards. Shot, save made, and Sylvester gets the glove down. Still plenty of time left on the 5-on-3. 37 seconds. And then it'll be a power play for another minute 4 for the Whalers. Got to have a goal here. Back to the point. Jeremy Jenkinson, cross ice. Surveying. Jenkinson in the deep slot. Pass is deflected. Whalers able to keep it in. Little give and go with Soares. Jenkinson with some space. Gives it up. 17 seconds left on the 5-on-3. Whalers trying to pass too pretty here. Got to get some shots on goal. Here's Edwards. Down to 8 seconds left. Jenkinson, shot. Oh, missed the one-timer. And it's now a 5-on-4. Cross-ice shot. Whizzes and deflects off. And the Sharks now shorthanded advance. Still 50 seconds left on the Whalers power play. Again, have to score here to keep this thing within reach. Good annoying defense by the Sharks. Torres goes cross-ice to Canton Jenkinson, and Jenkinson will gain the zone. They get it set up with 30 seconds left. Shot whizzes just wide. Torres the first to get to it. Sends it back to Soares at the point. Cross-ice. Behind the back pass. by Edwards. He gets it in the deep slot, lifts one in, rebound. Unable to be handled by the Whalers. Again, back to Edwards. He'll send it in. Sylvester gets a pad on it. 5 seconds to play. And the Whalers unable to score with a 5-on-3 as Sylvester squeezes it with 58 seconds left. A gassed Canton Jenkinson heads to the bench after a long shift on the power play, but unfortunately for Nantucket, Dominic Sylvester in the Monomoy PK unit up to the task despite a 5-on-3 advantage. Cross ice it goes. Picked up and dumped in. Monomoy chases and deep pass into the slot. Nobody home but Charlie Boyce sends it back as O'Leary turns it over. Lavin, unable to get a clean shot on it, heads into Sylvester, and he squeezes the glove down on the ice with 33 seconds left to play. Looks like our Whalers will fall a bit short to Falmouth as we're down to the final 11 seconds to go. The Whalers down 4 with Falmouth at the line. But a game effort by Nantucket. Here's a shot, whizzes well wide of the net. Play continues here in the neutral zone. Whalers gain the zone. Fitch tries to chip it to himself. Lavin gives chase as well. Shot in on Sylvester. No rebound, loose, but good job by the Whalers to attack the net with 11 seconds to go here in period number 2. And it's official. The Falmouth Clippers clip up our Whalers over at the gym. So the Whalers fall to 10-6. Good game, but ultimately not enough offense for Nantucket. 8 seconds to go as Sylvester squeezes another one. Whalers had a big lead in the first half, but unable to hold it. Chipped into the corner. Torres chases after it. And that should be icing, but the clock will expire here on period number 2. The Whalers scored to make it 2-1, but the Sharks counter with 2 more in 4-on-4 play. As a couple of the boys probably discussing where they're going to have some pizza. As Dom Sylvester slowly skates off the ice. Schroeder says hello, and the boys will head to the locker room down 3. They've got some work to do here if they're going to pick up a victory. We'll come back here on the NSC and NCTV. We're going to have a quick chat with one of the Monomoy assistant coaches, as again they have already won the Lighthouse division of the Cape and Islands League. We'll catch up with assistant coach John Dixon after a quick break here on the NSC and NCTV.
Nantucket Ice is about community, camaraderie, confidence, jumping in, and being part of a team. Falling, but getting back up.
And Whalers control. Quick shot.
It's about being part of the culture, friendships, experience. But ultimately, it's about being on the ice. Located in the heart of the island, it's about being a future for our youth, our families, our community. Come join us. Be a part of our community.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSE provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
Want to welcome you back to the bog here at the Nantucket Community Ice Rink. The Whalers got some work to do here, and it's not very often that we get a chance to interview representations from both sides of here. Assistant Coach John Dixon with his daughter, who, of course, hangs out here at the ice rink a lot and helps with the youth program and the girls program as well. So, Coach Dixon, you've skated to a 4-1 lead here. Could have been worse with the penalty shot as well. And, again, congratulations to you and your staff. Back-to-back Cape and Islands League title. It hasn't happened before. And give us your thoughts here on today's game and the season as it's progressed.
Well, for today's game, you're playing a really good game. I mean, you've outshot us. On my count, you've doubled us up both periods. And our goalie, Dom Sylvester, made some crazy saves. As we say, we have no right to expect him to make those saves. And I have 3 of them in my tally. Yeah. That if not for those 3 saves, it's a 4-4 game. So you guys are playing right with us and out shooting us. And that's something we want to clean up. I mean, going forward, we don't want to plan to get outshot and lean on Don that heavily. So I'm sure what Coach is in there talking about now is, okay, we have to get more aggressive. Your team does an excellent job blocking shots, getting shooting lanes, making it real hard for us to get pucks to the net. We're not making it as hard for you guys as you're making it for us right now.
Well, I wish the score reflected that, honestly, but I appreciate the compliments. Obviously, Tom Schroeder, very inexperienced in net, but he's done a great job progressing through the season. He could certainly take a couple of notes from your boy. I've been watching him throughout the years and calling his name. He has certainly kept you in a lot of games throughout the years. You've had our number the last couple games, but it's just been fun watching these battles. The Cape and Islands League, what a league we have. Every team is going to make the playoffs if it happened today. The road does not get much easier as we move along. We got 5 games in 8 days. I know you guys have got a little bit of a reprieve as far as league games, but you guys got plenty of games out there. And tell us a little bit about your preparations for the upcoming tournament.
So we have 3 games this upcoming weekend and early next week to end our regular season. There's definitely some systems we're going to want to put in play and work on. You say we will. I think we're confident we'll be in the tournament. We want to keep the pedal down so we get a home game, get the best seed we can. The way the D4 hockey in Southern Mass has looked this year is anyone can beat anyone on any given night. And so we have to be the utmost prepared for every game we face. And we should also know that any game we go in, we can win. Yeah. Doesn't matter what the seed is we're up against. So that's going to be a lot of our focus this week and next week is tightening up our systems, making it so things become a little more automatic for our players instead of things that work well one night and then seem a little off another night.
Yeah, it's funny how the memory of high school students goes. They just forget everything you said the day before.
Yeah, absolutely. So the more we can repeat, and make it muscle memory, so that's where they're going to come out and play when it comes to the tournament. Because the tournament, your standards can be up, but you're not necessarily going to. Your thinking is not necessarily going to be at its clearest.
So yeah, got to bring it no matter what. And you got to bring it for 45 minutes in the playoffs. It's a lot of fun. I mean, Sandwich 9 losses, but they're number 3. I mean, it's anybody's Division 4. It's going to be a lot of fun once the tournament happens. I hope it doesn't look like a whole lot of play-ins going to happen, so Whalers going to have to travel. We'll travel wherever they go, but we hope we sneak into that top 32 and get our chance.
Yeah, no, it looks like by my look, I think you'll be in it. And I think it's going to be a really interesting tournament. And you might draw a tough team, but like I say, Andy, the top teams will get beaten by some people. And
lots of losses up at that top level there. Littleton, the only one with like 1 loss, but they don't play anybody. So
anyone can beat anyone on a given night. So all it takes is getting there.
Lots of fun.
time.
Absolutely. Pretty proud of your papa there, right?
Yeah, it's been great. Only comes over for one game this year, but it's really nice to see you coaching again. He was my coach growing up, taught me everything I know about coaching, and I just hope to make him proud with the kids that I'm working with, and he makes me proud every day by continuing what he does. He's a teacher, and he doesn't have to, but he continues he takes time out of his day to come and help and make them improve on the ice and off the ice, inside the classroom and outside the classroom. So I'm really proud of you, Dad.
Thank you, Margaret.
There you go. We don't get a chance to tip our cap to the other side, but that's great stuff right there. Keep up the great work, both of you. And we're going to hope our Whalers rally here in the third period, make this thing a little more interesting. Best of luck on the rest of the season, Coach. Seriously, we'll be rooting for you right behind us, of course. 4-1 Whalers down here in the third. We'll be back as Tony the Zamboni guy makes his final next runs. Come on back. We got another period to play here. 15 minutes on the clock. You're watching the Whalers on the NSC and NCTV.
First hoop, Simpson gathers for Nantucket. Francis over to Aguilar. He'll launch for three. Got it! Huge shot from Cup.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
Underwriting support for the NSC is brought to you in part by Myrick, the largest full-service law firm in Central Mass, also serving the Cape and Islands. Visit MyrickLaw.com to learn how Myrick can assist you with your legal needs.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.
And welcome to Whaler Word.
I'm Rory. And I'm Colby. Buckle up, because we have lots to be proud of.
You can donate to the cause with your time, talent, or treasure, as they like to say.
Check out their website for specific times.
What's up, Whaler Word? Back in another book, banger. Let's get straight to the video.
What are you most thankful for?
My friends, my family, my sisters.
Education.
My mom.
E aí, meus bonitos, como é que vocês estão? La Fundación Harvey está celebrando su 10ª carrera por Robin este domingo en el Sconset Casino.
I know what you're thinking.
Jordan, is the weather glazing this week?
It is low-key glazing, not gonna lie.
I want to shout out our defense. I think we did really good today. That was some of the best defense we've had all season.
Stay tuned for another episode next week, and make sure to follow us on Instagram at Whaler_word for more behind-the-scenes content and further updates.
Stay informed, stay inspired, and most importantly,
stay connected, Whalers.
Whaler Word is our own high school news broadcast that premieres once a week during the school year. We have just begun our second season, and our first 5 episodes are up and ready to watch.
We cover everything from school news updates, arts and entertainment, sports, and weather.
Whaler Word is a student-run production that meets before and after school.
We do our own writing, filming, and editing, you name it.
Please make sure to check us out on the Nantucket High School YouTube channel.
And our Instagram at Whaler_word.
Catch a glimpse of everyday life at the school by watching Whaler Word.
You won't be disappointed.
We look forward to providing you with weekly updates and news. Until next time, remember, stay informed, stay inspired, and most importantly, stay connected, Whalers!
Want to welcome you back to the Bog here at the Nantucket Community Ice Rink. 15 more minutes on the clock as we get ready for period number 3. The Whalers got some work to do here in the third period, down 4-1. They had cut it to 2-1 on the power play, and then the rails came off for a minute in 4-on-4 play as the Whalers gave up 2 goals. Canton Jenkinson was able to find the net for Nantucket. Gavin O'Leary scored the first 2 for the Monomoy Sharks, and Owen Cloney and Luke Raftery able to find the net. Again, 2 shots from the point. Got back past Thomas Schroeder, and they were able to score on a power play goal as Gavin O'Leary found the net on the power play as well. But as you heard during our interview with assistant coach John Dixon from the Sharks, Whalers have skated actually better and have pounded the net. It's just been Dominic Sylvester, the netminder for the Sharks, who has been the difference in tonight's game, as he has for 4 years playing for the Sharks. There's a reason why this team is back-to-back Lighthouse League champions. But we ain't done yet. We got 15 minutes on the clock here and plenty of time for the Whalers to get back in this thing, but they're going to have to play with a little extra spunk and hope they get a break or two, as Dominic Sylvester is just one of those dudes that is just hard to get the puck by. He takes up a lot of space in net and knows how to play angles, and again, his defense has done a good job in protecting that net, as has the Whalers' defense in protecting Thomas Schroeder. Again, a couple of those goals, iffy at best, maybe this would be a much different game. And again, Schroeder able to deny the penalty shot there, as Lee Stockwell had a one-on-one with Thomas Schroeder on the penalty shot, and Schroeder was up to the task on that one. So we'll see if the Whalers can rally here, down 3 here at the Bog, as we get all set up for period number 3. Thomas Schroeder getting his final hellos and well wishes from his Whaler cohorts. And again, many thanks to all involved in the pink out here in support of Erin Sullivan in her upcoming battle and continued battle with the ugly cancer that has inflicted her once again. And we wish her all the best, her and her family and the Moran family, as they deal with something no one should have to deal with off the ice. 14:43 to go, offside the call, Whalers. And Sharks on the face-off here, Jeremy Jenkinson in the circle, and they'll do it again, as it looked like Logan Puma was a little early, but sent into the Whalers zone, but the Sharks control the puck. Tipped ahead, and icing will be the call, as we'll send it back down the river with 14:33 to go here. Again, to repeat the score from the gym, I actually don't know the final score. I believe it was a 5-point victory for the Falmouth Clippers, as the Whalers unable to hold a first-half lead and fall in a very good game, very competitive game over at the gym. Whalers now 10-6, sent in front. Ooh, deflected nearly, as Soares' pass gets deflected as well. He gets it back. And here come the Sharks, however, as it clips over his stick. But Soren Edwards is there. Torres unable to keep it in play, as a little ping pong along the ice. Deflected in front behind the net. Chased down by Cloney, who's got one of the 4 goals here for the Sharks. Nice job by Torres, unable to find Jenkinson, but a penalty on the Sharks here gives the Whalers a power play with 13:56 to go. Entering the penalty box for the Sharks is Owen Cloney. Whalers got to start taking advantage of this. Head coach Chris Harlow shaking his head, can't believe it, but nonetheless, The Whalers will be on the power play. Here's Jenkinson. Circles back. Good move to keep it in play. Back to the point it goes, Edwards. Little two-man game. Shot whizzes wide and through everyone as Soren Edwards will give chase. And gaining the zone on a heap is Canton Jenkinson. He'll get it set up. Send it back around the boards. Soares unable to keep it cleanly, but Jeremy Jenkinson dekes one, uses his body nicely. Behind the net it goes. Sharks are there. Oh, unable to get the clear. Good job on the stick check. Here's Jenkinson in front. Jeremy Jenkinson backhanded shot, scores! He missed the first one, gathered it. Sylvester was on the ice, and Jenkinson lifts it up over Dominic Sylvester to keep the Whalers in this thing at 4-2. Jeremy Jenkinson, the senior captain, finds the net at 13:06, taking advantage of the power play. Keep battling, boys. Keep battling. Whalers control the faceoff. Sent in on Sylvester. He easily deflects it to O'Leary. Good stick moves by O'Leary as he gains a head of speed and gains the zone. Good chip by Soares, but O'Leary stays with it. Behind the net, it's Boyce. Plays it up. But the Whalers unable to clear as O'Leary sends it in behind the net again. Whalers are there first, but once again kept in play here. Whalers got to get it clear. Back to the point it goes. Shot. Save! Thomas Schroeder. 12:23 to play. Face-off will come inside the Shark zone. Stockwell skates into the circle for the Sharks. Whalers get to the puck first. Shot whizzes well wide of the net. Torres and Soares, but the Sharks keep possession. Soares pounds. Edwards gets a little chip on. Pass through the crease. Nobody home for the Sharks. And here's Torres. Whalers need a clear, and they get one. Ooh, clean hit. As Soren Edwards will try and gain the zone himself, he finds a little room around and nearly stick dragged it. Pass goes in behind the net. Shot, one-timer, deflected. Soares in front. Shot! Save made by Sylvester as the Whalers able to pressure the net, but unable to get it across the line there. Soren Edwards and Jeremy Jenkinson in on it. Face-off will come with 11:34. Great aggressiveness by the Whalers here to open the period. Whalers able to keep it in the zone. Here's Jenkinson. Canton Jenkinson circles. Avoids one. Shot! Deflected up and up towards you guys there, Shawnee. Careful. That came close. I've been hit by one of those pucks that ain't pretty. Canton Jenkinson wrister deflected up over the net. We'll have another face-off with 11:22 to play. 4-2 our score. Whalers down. They've already netted one here in this period to bring it back to a 2-goal affair. Soren Edwards going to give chase here. Icing going to be the call. We'll head back down the river and do it again. It'll be Charlie Boyce on the faceoff for Nantucket. Sent into the corner. Freeman gives chase behind the net. Sharks are there. Unable to get the clear cleanly. And they turn it over as Lavin's going to be the first to get to it. Behind the net, Freeman gives chase. Sharks are there. And chipped out of harm's way momentarily as Soares gives chase along with Nick Garneau. Soares gets to it. Lavin brought down. No call. But Whalers will get to it. Over the stick. And out to mid-ice as O'Leary circles back. Lavin gives chase before the Whalers. 10:30 to play here as it's sent behind the net. Tyler Layton for the Sharks. And at mid-ice, the Whalers intercept. Furtado up to Lavin. Chips it. But O'Leary clears once again. Circles back, and he'll gain the zone with a head of steam. He's already got 2 goals. Circles in. Shot. Save made by Schroeder on the short side. Back to O'Leary on the point. Shot goes wide. Right in front of the Whalers bench. Whalers unable to get a clean look. Boyce gets ridden off and sent in behind Sylvester as once again O'Leary circles back for it. Sends it up to mid-ice. Whalers are there. Soares underneath us. Play continues. Canton Jenkinson able to find the puck. Sends it up to mid-ice, intercepted. Jeremy Jenkinson gets to it, plays it high off the glass and bounds to mid-ice. 9:15 and counting here in the third period. 4-2, Whalers down. They have been the aggressors here in the third period and found the net to make it a 2-goal game on the power play. Behind the net, Whalers get to it, but Monomoy is there again. Soren Edwards will play it up along the boards to Canton Jenkinson, who tries to get it out of the zone, but unable to do so. Play continues. Canton Jenkinson circles back up and now heads up ice with a head of steam, and he will gain the zone. He's got Soren Edwards with him. Behind the net, plays it in front. Nobody home for the Whalers. Back to the point it goes, intercepted as Jeremy Jenkinson gets on his horse trying to win the race to the puck. Unable to do so. 3 Whalers converge on the advance, and Soren Edwards now in a battle with 2 Sharks and wins the puck to Jeremy Jenkinson. Over Lavin's stick, but the Canalman going to have to reset as O'Leary plays it. Jenkinson gains the zone. Pass in front, shot, save made. There's that guy, Dominic Sylvester with the gloves, snags it out of midair. As another Jenkinson to Jenkinson connection. The wrister handled cleanly by Sylvester with 7:55 to play here in the third. Whalers still down 2. It'll be Charlie Boyce on the faceoff. Slapper lifted high into the air as O'Leary plays it back. Fitch gives chase and lifted up to mid-ice nicely, but Parker Furtado overskates it actually and diving on the puck. Nice job by Thomas Schroeder to avoid any further activity on the offensive end. There'll be a face-off upcoming with 7:37 to go. Again, thanks to everyone involved in tonight's pink-off to honor Aaron Sullivan. We're at that Wicked Island Bakery, one of our fine supporters. Heather Woodbury and her gang. And whistle stops play, as I believe we'll have another face-off. I'm not sure exactly what was the matter, but they will do it again. Boyce taking on Puma here in the face-off circle, and they're going to wave off Charlie Boyce, bring in Paxton Fitch. And Fitch sends it back to the point, and a shot redirected and scores. Once again, O'Leary in on the action. I believe that one was deflected as it hit Chase Tavano on the way in, but they're going to give O'Leary the hat trick as he nets his third and may have sealed the deal for our Whalers here, now down 5-2, once again down 3 with 7:33 to go here in period number 3. That is 3 goals basically all scored from the point. That just can't happen, unfortunately, at this level. Suarez unable to play it cleanly. Up to Torres, however, and he clears it out of the zone. Jenkinson gains the zone and will send it in on net. In front! Oh, nearly something fun there, but it'll be Soren Edwards retreating, and Torres finally gets to it, but the Sharks with a steal. Shot whiffed on. Pass goes through the crease. Sitting on the doorstep was Cloney. Unable to connect. 6:40 in counting as the Sharks keep the pressure on here. Pass goes through the crease. O'Leary there to clear it up. He sends it in on net. Jeremy Jenkinson able to deflect the pass and heads up ice. Unable to connect with Canton Jenkinson, and that'll be icing as we head back down to the Monomoy end. As a couple of the Whalers look a little bit gassed here and dejected down now. Again, 5-2 with that 3-goal deficit. Still time, but 6:26 to go makes it a much taller order here unless the Whalers can come up with something like a power play here or something. It's hard to score on Sylvester on 5-on-5 action. Here's another shot. Whizzes by. Wicked wrister there by Garneau from the Sharks as they begin to flex their offensive muscles here. Another shot goes right through the crease at the legs of Schroeder. Schroeder with a good save with the stick, but kept in play. Pass deflected as Lavin gives chase. Logan Puma first to the puck, but the Whalers come away with it. Paxton Fitch unable to handle it. And skating with it is Luke Raftery. He's got one of the 5 goals for the Sharks. And the Sharks back-to-back Lighthouse Division champions of the Cape and Islands League, a very tough league. Every team right now, if the playoffs started today, would qualify in their respective divisions. Lavin sends one in, nobody home on the rebound for Nantucket. Sylvester easily gets the pads down to save that one. And some free skating space for the Sharks as the Whalers change lines. Here's O'Leary. Scopes it out, pass deflected. He keeps possession. Back out to the point it goes. Boyce with a good hip check, but unable to get a clear as Boyce gets to it once again. Clock down to 4 minutes and 50 seconds as the Whalers will ice it here to get a stoppage and reset. Clock stops at 4:44 to play here in the third. Again, Whalers down 5-2. Our next broadcast will be on Friday. Again, a double dip. We'll try and bring you 2 games in consecutive moments as Plymouth North pays a visit to the boys here at the rink. And the Lady Hoopsters will take on Nauset in their final home game. Soren Edwards goes the other way with it. Unable to get the clear as Suarez will have a whistle to stop play. Not sure what happened there, but it'll be a face-off upcoming in the Monomoy offensive end. Played back behind the net. Whalers unable to get the clear. Spinning in front off of Edwards' stick. And Once again, kept in as circling back is Canton Jenkinson. Up ahead, Jeremy Jenkinson, able to deke one. A collision in front. Whalers able to keep it in. Here's Edwards. Tries to weave. Jenkinson circles back. Negative angle shot. And Sylvester with another save. 3:59 on the clock. As Sylvester just rides that short side post as the magnet came off. But he was up to the task once again. And he is right on his goals against average, 2.68 coming into tonight. Circling back, taking on three defenders is Canton Jenkinson. Here's Torres behind the net. He keeps the puck. Nobody home in front. But Jenkinson keeps it alive. Torres circles back. Sent back to the point. Edwards slaps one in, deflected away. And the Sharks advance here 3-on-1 against Soren Edwards. He deflects the puck away and gives the Whalers defense Jasper Soares time to recover. Played up in front. Torres gets a stick on it as Edwards sends it into the corner and circles back to get it. Up ahead to Jeremy Jenkinson. Cross ice it goes. Nice control from Canton Jenkinson, who will whiz it all the way around the boards. JJ is there awaiting. He somehow comes away with it clean and now takes on two defenders. Unable to keep the puck possession, but gets it back. Flipped out of the zone. And racing ahead is Stockwell, who Soren Edwards cuts off. Unable to get a clean look. Up in front, Schroeder wastes the puck on the ground. With 2:45 to go, we'll have another face-off. As you can see, the puck leaked in front and just enough as number 10, Max Cronin, tried to get a stick on it. Another game effort here by our Whalers, but they are running out of time here, down 3 goals, 5-2 our score with 2:45 to play. If the score holds, the Whalers will fall to 4-8. Boyce up ahead. Defenseman loses his stick. Shot deflected over the net as Lavin chases it down. Here's Freeman all the way through to Furtado. He waits and sends it in on Sylvester, who gobbles it up. Good look from Furtado. He tried to wrist one, but clean look from Sylvester, as you can see there on the replay. 2:24 to play. Whalers unable to control the face-off, and circling back using a little clock here is number 7, Tyler Layton, and he gets it back. As again, the clock is the Sharks' friend now with approaching 2 minutes to go. I doubt that Schroeder will leave the net here unless something magical happens here in the next few minutes. This minute, basically. Here's Furtado, gets to it. Tries to find Lavin, and the Whalers able to get to it. Here's Charlie Boyce up ahead. Tries to make something 1-on-3. He'll send it over to the far corner. And quickly played back out as, again, the Sharks can just kind of play a little keep away here for the next minute 30 as they look to pick up win number 10 on the season. Good move to get around Soares as Nick Garneau played off as 3 players go down, and out with it come the Whalers. A little activity down in the corner, and we'll have a whistle to stop play with 1:18 to go. Faceoff comes back inside the Whalers' defensive end, icing the call. So tough night for Whalers athletics as the boys hoopsters fall to Falmouth. Looks as though the Sharks are going to get the better of the Whalers here. Torres gives chase down the ice and gets to it. Unable to play it cleanly as Tristan Eldridge, the defender, for the Sharks. Plays it over the blue line, and the Whalers will have to get reset. We're down to a minute to play as Sylvester catches it, and it'll be icing. The call as Schroeder doesn't touch it. We'll send it back down the river here. But the clock will run out on the Whalers. They'll drop to 4-8. Still very much in the playoff picture. The Sharks will move to 10-6 on the season. And no time to worry about it as the Whalers get right back on the ice on Friday to face the Plymouth North team. Jeremy Jenkinson battles for it. Torres joins the battle. And with 40 seconds to go, Canton Jenkinson skates behind his own net and lifts it to mid-ice. And Torres unable to play it cleanly. That was a nice play, brother to brother. Here's a chance for the Sharks. Denied. Good defense by the Whalers, protecting Schroeder. 3-on-2 back the other way. Torres gets a stick on it, and a penalty will stop play with 14 seconds to go. A little too late as the Whalers get the whistle, but we'll run out of time here as the Monomoy Sharks sweep the Whalers for the second year in a row. Owen Cloney will sit the final 14 seconds as the Whalers pull the goalie here, so it'll be 6-on-4 for 14 seconds. See if the Whalers can come up with something in this final few moments here, as they will have a two-man advantage here for 14 seconds. Empty net at the other end as Thomas Schroeder has skated to the bench. Whalers get the face-off shot, redirected, down to 10 seconds to play. Monomoy gets it and will send it down, and that's just wide of the net. Shouldn't be icing, though. And they admit the error as the clock basically should have run out there, but we'll have a face-off upcoming at mid-ice. Again, the net is empty. That one missed by a millimeter, as the Sharks almost put an empty netter in. Put the icing on the cake here. Final seconds tick off as Soren Edwards will not be able to get a shot off, and the Whalers come up short here once again. Dominic Sylvester, the difference, as he was unbelievable tonight, as he has been in his 4-year career. So the Whalers play well, but fall short to a very good Monomoy Sharks team. The final here from the Bog, 5-2. As we see the boys congratulate each other, we'll take a quick break here on the NSC and NCTV. Come back with our final thoughts. Whalers fall 5-2 to the Sharks.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSE provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
Underwriting support for the NSC is brought to you in part by Myrick, the largest full-service law firm in Central Mass, also serving the Cape and Islands. Visit MyrickLaw.com to learn how Myrick can assist you with your legal needs.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.
We're back here live at the Bog. As you can see, Soren Edwards, who's played a bunch of hockey with these boys from the Shark side off island. A great moment for them as seniors here. Dominic Sylvester getting congratulated. And again, the Whalers fall short here, but that's what hockey's all about. The brotherhood runs beyond the colors on the jersey. Final score here from the Bog, 5-2. I just want to say one more thing. Great job by Sean Davis taking on the bot tonight for the first time. He did a fantastic job switching and playing replays, and just a great job taking on something outside his normal box here. Again, we had a great interview with assistant coach John Dixon. His daughter is part of our hockey staff and Whalers ice world here, and had a great job, great interview with him. And again, the best of luck to the Sharks. As again, congratulations on their second repeat Lighthouse Division champs. Our boys fell a little bit short tonight, but we will battle on here. We got 5 more games here in about 8 days. So hope you're strapped in here, Whalers hockey fans. We got plenty of games upcoming for you. First one starts on Friday as Charles will try and take on 2 broadcasts in the same day once again. Our Whalers hoopsters fell short to the Clippers. The final was 61-55 as they had a 10-point lead at the half. Dwindle away. Again, a very good Falmouth team. So a tough day here for Whalers athletics, but happy to have you along as always. Thanks very much to Ashley Klatt. Up top, Santiago along with Sean Davis hanging out up in the bird's nest. We'll be back at it again very soon, Whalers Nation. Thanks very much for joining us here on the NSC on the Tube and locally on NCTV.